Engine Company 3 is now going to take an 1 3/4 hose line and advance into the building through the double doors. They will head into the building and attempt to locate the fire. They will be crawling on their hands and knees if the smoke is too thick and the heat is too intense. They will have to travel up stairwells to the next floor in order to find and extinguish the fire. While inside, they will also perform a primary search to locate any trapped victims and assist in leading them to safety.
Truck 4 from Bush, I see your ventilation group. Truck 4, ventilation group, copy? Truck 4, copy, ventilation group.
Let me direct your attention back over to the left side of the drill ground. You will see that the Fremont truck has arrived. This will be known as Truck 4. This will be consisting of recruits Jesse Blaylock, Brandon Cole, and Frank Hera. They will set up the truck and land on the B or Bravo side of the fire building. They will then proceed to an ideal spot above the fire and cut a ventilation hole to release the dangerous products of the fire and release the trap heat inside the building. This will ease the environment that their fellow recruits are experiencing while combating the fire inside the building.
Truck 5 off scene. Copy, Truck 5 on scene for Bush, I see. You'll be Division 3 fire tech. Division 3 fire tech, copy? Truck 5 off, Division 3 fire tech.
Now to let us look back to the right side of the building, and we can see that the Alco truck has arrived on scene. This will be known as Truck 5. This crew consists of recruits Nick Delatorre, Jason Fuller, and Thomas Wong. They'll be using a 35-foot ladder and placing it on the right side of the building. This is known as the D or the Delta side of the building. After they have completed that evolution, they will then take a 3-inch hose line and carry it up to the 3rd floor to make a mobile standpipe. This will be used as a water source for additional fire attack efforts. You will also see them carry a hose pack that is referred to as an apartment pack. They will connect it to that 3-inch hose line, and this is how we combat fires on elevated floors, apartments, and multi-story buildings. Now as we look back over to the left side of the building and back to Truck 4, they will very soon making access up the aerial platform. They will carry with them chainsaws, axes, and a special pipe pull tool to cut a hole in the roof and pull the roof components away so the heat and smoke can be evacuated. Basically, when they have completed this, they will have made a controlled chimney. As we look to the front of the building, or the alpha side of the building in the vehicle, we can see that they have successfully cut the roof off of the vehicle and are now extricating the patient onto the awaiting gurney. Well, they will be transported to a trauma center for further treatment. As we look to the right side of the building again, we are going to see Truck Company 5 as they place the ladder, grabbing hose lines. They will drop a rope bag, carry up that 3-inch hose line using a rope bag, and establishing themselves another water source. Meanwhile, inside the building, which was Engine Company 3, they're currently working at trying to extinguish the fire and gaining access going through multiple floors. The conditions they will be operating in are anywhere between 200 to 1200 degrees inside that building. It will be dark, it will be hot, it is smoky, and visibility is nearly zero.
Bush, I see copy, Division 6 on the scene. You'll be assigned Division 2 fire attack. Copy, Division 2 fire attack.
All right, our fictitious Engine 6 has now arrived on the scene. If we look to the front of the building, we have a crew standing there. They are going to be known as our Engine 6. They will be assigned to the 2nd floor to assist in fire attack efforts. Engine 6 is comprised of recruits Todd Bradley, James Wallace, and Kip Weber.
Bush, I see truck 7's on scene. Bush, I see copy. Truck 7 on scene. Truck 7, you'll be assigned to this division. Copy. Truck 7 copy, roof division.
All right, our last truck company has now arrived on scene, and they're going to go ahead and proceed up into the roof to make an additional ventilation cut. This again is on the Delta side of the building. This ladder company, when this aerial apparatus is fully extended, it'll reach up to 104 feet in total height. This crew company consists of recruits Steve Galing and Ryan Richter, and they will climb the aerial ladder and begin an additional ventilation hole for the second area of the fire. Upon this flat part of the roof, they will be dealing with the heat and smoke as it evacuates from the building and makes conditions inside the building survivable. Our engine 6 has now raised their 24-foot ladder, has extended their inch and 3/4 line, and it will now mask up and be prepared to go into the second story of the building, or otherwise known as Division 2. When we look to the Delta side, or the right side of the building, we can see our company on the third floor has now established themselves a portable water supply, are getting masked up, and will be proceeding into the third floor to extinguish fire. Our truck 4 has now completed their ventilation process, and you can see how that smoke and that controlled chimney now is now relieving conditions inside of the building. Company 6 in the front will be using hand tools in order to gain access into the door and to pry the door open. We have found in the fire service that not all doors are unlocked and give us easy access.
Division 2. I see we have a victim located. We're bringing him out on the opposite side of the building. Copy from Division 2. You have one victim located. Bring him out from the outside of the building. Do you need any assistance? Negative. No assistance necessary. I see out.
The call has gone out, and there is a trapped and injured victim. Engine 6 has now made access to the opposite side of the building, has gone into the building, has prepared entry and exit points, and softened the building up for such an emergency. They have placed their 24-inch ground ladder in the floor in the rescue position. They're also bringing a protection hose line to assist in the rescue of the firefighter or the victim in case they are surrounded by fire. Once this victim is rescued, Engine 6 will lower the injured firefighter down the ladder and prepare to treat the injuries. Again, we are looking back to the right side or the Delta side of the building, and we can see our Truck 7 making access up the aerial platform to the very top of the roof to simulate ventilation for a second area of the fire. We can see that our Division 3 company has now successfully extinguished the fire on their floor. We can look over at Engine 6 in the front side of the building. They have found their victim, and they are now bringing that victim down the ladder in the firefighter's safety carry. With our victims safely rescued, the fire contained and extinguished, and every firefighter has been accounted for by the incident commander, our emergency is complete. The recruits will then place all the apparatus back into service by re-racking all of the hose and ladders, refilling their air bottles, and be ready to call into action again. This is the life of your firefighters.